Hello everyone! Welcome or welcome back to Stream of Conscious Knits. My name is Francesca and I'm a knitter based in Vancouver, Canada, and today I'm here to give you the complete guide on what gifts to get for the knitter in your life. So knitters, share this out to your friends and family. This is for them. This was actually requested by a friend of mine who for my birthday did not know what to get me because not being a knitter, she didn't know what I might like. So if you're in the same boat, this video is for you. I'm going to try to keep it short and snappy and give you everything you need to know to make a good impression this Christmas. I've decided to divide this video in two parts. Part one is going to be gifts if the only thing you know is that your friend knits, but you don't really know anything else about their hobby. And part two is going to be more specialized gift if you know a little bit more about your friend's knitting hobby. So let's get started. Before I start with specific gifts, I just want to say that knitters learn to appreciate anything handmade, local, small batch, DIY. So if you can support local artisans and artists and shops in your gift shopping, the knitter in your life will definitely be appreciative of that. Step one, where do you get the gifts that I'm going to be talking about? You are mainly going to be able to get these at the yarn stores in your area and Etsy. I would absolutely avoid big box stores such as Michael's. This is because they have cheaper, more beginner objects that the knitter in your life probably already has. So part one, you know nothing about your friend's knitting hobby. Something that's always going to be appreciated are stitch markers. Stitch markers are basically little pins with charms on them that knitters use to keep track of their work. There are two main types of stitch markers. Ones that open and close, like this one, they're called locking, and then closed ones. Either of those types of stitch markers definitely work. What you're going to want to stay away from are things like these. These are just regular plastic stitch markers that the knitter in your life probably already has. They're nothing special, so you're going to want to go with something a little bit more handmade, special, something like this. For a set of stitch markers, these go from say $10 to $30. So it's definitely budget friendly and the knitter in your life is definitely going to appreciate it. The second thing I have on my list are needle stoppers. Needle stoppers like this one have a hole at the top and bottom, and you put them on the top of your needle so that you can avoid your stitch coming out. These also range say $5 to $15 for two of these, and they come in every single shape and size and color, so you can get the knitter in your life something that they really love. Number three on my list, project bags. Knitters have a lot of works in progress, and we need a lot of bags to hold them in. So a project bag will always be useful. You can get us a million different types of project bags. I'll show you a couple just to give you an idea. This would be just a smaller pouch that I take on the go with me with smaller projects. This is a much larger project bag, which I also love. Either one of these work or just a regular tote bag. Maybe you can get something printed on it, knitting related. Your friend is absolutely gonna love that. You can also absolutely get something smaller like this. This is where I keep all my knitting accessories, and the knitter in your life is definitely going to be able to use something like this in their knitting. I would recommend doing something a bit longer because needles tend to be long. So if they're going to put needles inside and the pouch is not long enough, that's going to be a problem. Last but not least, in part one, a yarn store gift card. You can never go wrong with that. I will say that in order to make even an accessory, a knitter is going to need 1 to 2 balls of yarn. So one ball of yarn can go from $10 to $30. So when you get your gift card, if you want them to be able to get an entire maybe accessory out of the yarn they're going to buy with your gift card, I would recommend putting at least $20 or $30 on it. But if you put less, anybody is going to be appreciative of that as well. So that would be great for any budget. Yarn store gift cards are available at most local yarn stores. Some of them don't have a really good website because they're small businesses, so you might have to pick up the phone and ask. But some of them already have set up online gift cards, so you can also do that and it gets sent directly to your friend's email. Part two, you know a little bit about your friend's knitting hobby. So first of all, if you know that your friend knits socks or accessories, something really great would be a skein of yarn. I'll give you a quick background so you know what you're getting into when you go to the yarn store. Yarn comes in many different thicknesses, but the two weights that you're going to be interested in for a gift are a fingering weight yarn, which usually has about 400 meters every 100 grams, or a DK weight yarn, which usually has at least 200 meters for 100 grams. Now, in terms of fiber content, anything is going to work, but you are going to want to make sure that what you get is really, really soft. Because if the knitter in your life is going to make a scarf or a hat, that really hits some sensitive parts of your face. And if it's too scratchy, they're not gonna be able to make anything out of it. So what you're going to want to do when you're in the yarn store is you're going to want to test the softness against your neck and against your forehead. That is going to give you a very good indication of whether that yarn is soft enough to give as a gift to make an accessory. If your friend likes to knit socks, you can get them a sock yarn. This is a sock set, actually. This is called a sock set when there's a mini skein and a major skein, but you can also just get them one skein. When I say sock yarn, I mean a fingering weight yarn that has a nylon inside it. Now, a yarn with nylon inside it can also be used to make accessories, absolutely. But a yarn without nylon inside it cannot really be used to make socks. So really think about what you think your friend is going to want to knit with that. And if you don't know, go with nylon. If you want to get your friend a skein of yarn, what I would recommend is going for a hand-dyed skein of yarn. This means that it was not dyed commercially in a very big factory. It was dyed by hand, usually by a local dyer. These skeins are very special. They can be more expensive, so instead of $10, maybe you'll spend $30 on a skein, but the knitter in your life is going to know that that skein came from a local fiber artist, and they're absolutely going to enjoy it. It is a really good gift, and I would absolutely recommend it. Another really good gift, if you know a little bit about your friend's knitting habits, is a pattern book. This was given to me by a friend and I absolutely love it. This is about colorwork socks, but they come in many different types. There's ones for accessories, there's ones for socks. So you can get something that you think your friend is going to enjoy. On the same topic of books, you can actually get books about any other things around knitting, and the knitter in your life is going to appreciate those. For example, there's books about what types of sheep make what types of wool, and the knitting industry in general. If anybody got me any of those, I would be super interested in reading them, and I would appreciate the thoughtfulness of the gift. And you can find these both at your local yarn stores, or you can also find them at just regular bookstores. Number 3 on my list are yarn holders. I actually got these for multiple of my knitter friends. Yarn holders come in many different types. I'll put up some pictures. There are ones that spin, there are bowls, but they're all very useful because when you're knitting, the ball that the yarn is coming from tends to roll around the house a lot. So having a yarn holder that is holding it still as you're knitting and feeding you the yarn as you go is really, really useful. You can actually find these on Amazon as well, and they go from $20 to $200 depending on who made them. But you can also find them at yarn stores, and you can also find them on Etsy, and they're a really good gift. However, I do recommend knowing whether your friend has one or not already, because once you already have one, having a second one is not really that useful. Number 4 on my list is something that a friend got me, and I was absolutely blown away by it. She got me these little tags with my Instagram handle that I can put on my finished garments so that people will know that they're made by me. These, I believe she got on Etsy. You can get them personalized, and they're really, really cute, and the knitter in your life is going to definitely enjoy these. Now, number 5 on my list. A lot of knitters just love crafting overall, so you could get them a beginner kit for a different craft. This is something I've done before for my knitter friends. I'll get them a felting kit or an embroidery kit or a natural dyeing kit that comes with a skein of yarn and the natural dye to dye it yourself at your house, and then you'll have a skein of yarn that you dyed yourself. If you know that the knitter in your life enjoys crafting in general, this is a really good gift. And on the same note, you could also get them a gift card for classes for a different craft, like maybe a sewing class or a tufting class somewhere near where they live. As a knitter, if anybody got me any of the ones that I mentioned, I would be very happy. Now finally, as I said at the beginning, knitters enjoy anything DIY, handmade, so if you are a crafter yourself, make something for your friend. They're absolutely going to appreciate it. And even if you're not a crafter, find maybe an artisan or an artist in your local area and have them make something for your friend. Maybe print a t-shirt with a knitting pun, or have a tote bag embroidered with something knitting related, or just your friend's name. They're absolutely going to enjoy having something handmade. And that was it. I hope this will make your gift giving a little bit easier this holiday season. Happy holidays, everybody! Bye!